Hi folks, the review filler here. So I've had my 48-inch LG C2 for over 6 months now, which is a really good amount of time to give a realistic and honest evaluation. I want to tell you my honest opinion of this TV, including the picture and sound quality. Also, how does it handle shadow detail and upscaling, and what's it like for gaming? I'll also look at screen uniformity after 6 months and see if issues such as the dreaded pink tint that plagued the C1 have now been eradicated. Is this TV all that we hope for? Is it good value, and should you buy it? Let's get right into it. First, let's look at the design. When unboxing my 48-inch C2, I thought there wasn't any difference at all. It looked exactly the same as last year's LG C1. The panel looks the same, and that long sweeping stand looks the same too. However, the C2 has now added the 42-inch to the range and curiously now has 3 different stand designs, depending on the size of the TV. The 42-inch has this twin feet design and is perhaps perfect for use as a monitor or a TV in a smaller room. My 48-inch has the same stand as last year and sits very low to the table, and therefore it's not possible to have my excellent Bose soundbar in front of it. From 55 inches and above, a new foot design has appeared and the TV sits a little higher too. Cable management is different depending on the TV size, and on the 48-inch it's the familiar C1 style. You also get that superb looking razor thin screen with a slightly thinner bezel, and the TV still has the familiar chubby bottom, housing most of the components. The 42-inch does have a different rear design though, but it's only found on this size. The C2 is much lighter than the C1 also, so maybe you don't need to upgrade that TV table when buying a bigger screen. Aesthetically pleasing, the LG C2 of any size will look incredible in your house. At the rear you get everything you'd expect to find. Of course you have the Visa mount for wall mounting, and don't forget you can use the Visa mount to fit a different type of stand if you wish. For example, a generic stand like this will enable you to have the TV on a smaller table, and the TV will sit a little higher too. This is an excellent gaming TV with 4 HDMI 2.1 ports, 48 gigabits per second bandwidth, and a blisteringly fast response time that will keep any gamer happy. You also get 3 USB ports, so everything you'd expect on a top-notch smart TV. And talking of that gorgeous razor-thin panel, the picture is amazing, colourful and vibrant. It's also sharp with wonderful detail and contrast. The blacks are true and deep. It's like staring into the abyss, with less black crushing in shadow detail. This is noticeably better than my C1. It's easy to just gawp at this TV's jaw-dropping image. Every visitor to my house always comments on the handsome beast sitting in the corner, and they're not referring to me. If brightness is important to you, keep in mind that the 42-inch and 48-inch do not get any brightness boost over the C1. LG said this is due to the pixel density of those two sizes. Only the 55-inch and above will be brighter than the C1. However, my 48-inch C2 looks plenty bright enough, and I don't think the bigger TVs have that much of a brightness boost. The LG C2 suffers a bit more screen reflection than some other TV brands. You won't want this TV opposite a very bright window where the sun blasts through, unless you want to sit and watch the TV with the curtains or blinds shut. I have a table lamp on the other side of the room which I turn off when watching movies, as it can be distracting. The TV really comes to life though in a darker room or at night. The picture is breathtaking. Motion smoothing is handled very well, and I've left all motion settings as default. For accuracy, you may want to turn them off. I know some people suffer with judder and stutter issues more than others. Maybe I just don't pick it up as much. If you suffer motion or judder issues, you should experiment with these settings, but for me, I don't touch them. The webOS 22 front end seems to work better than the older versions. It's fairly zippy and feels familiar. It is what it is, and I don't find any issues with it. It's easy to navigate and has all the apps I need. Features such as hands-free voice control, NFC magic tap, and picture-in-picture mode add some extra functionality to this TV, but for me, I don't find them useful. You may differ. The sound on the C2 is excellent. The built-in speakers are more than adequate, which is jolly good as my Bose soundbar will not fit in front of this TV. The sound is wide and expansive. I just use the standard sound settings for most things, sometimes switch to Clear Voice Pro when watching movies, so I don't have to keep turning the volume up and down. The C2 also supports enhanced audio return channels, so you can pass high-quality video from a connected source, should you wish. The new Gen 5 processor pushes the capability of the C2 further with improved AI upscaling, improved object background enhancement, and virtual upmixing, and I can see and hear the improvements. Also, the new game Optimiser adds some extra functionality such as a new sport setting and new darkroom mode, and a wider selection of supported aspect ratios. videos. For me, I don't really tweak any of these settings and leave most of them as default. Screen uniformity after 6 months is very good, with no noticeable patching or image retention issues, and although LG panels can look a little pink on the left and blue on the right, it shouldn't be noticeable. On my LG C1, the pink tint on the left is horrid, even though I kind of got used to it. On the LG C2, it is so much better and barely noticeable. So after using the C2 for over 6 months now, I have to say that this is a fantastic TV, quite possibly the best I've ever had. The image just blows me away, and I can never tire of watching the vibrant, colourful, sharp and contrasty images it produces. With true blacks like nothing you've ever seen, it's like looking into a black hole. If you already have this TV, well my friend, you absolutely made the right choice, and I applaud you. It was money well spent, no doubt you'll agree. If you're thinking of buying the C2, then I highly recommend it. You won't find much better for movies and gaming. Depending when you watch this video, we're also getting to the point where this TV will soon start to reduce quite significantly in price. Black Friday should make this TV the bargain of the year, and the price should continue to fall through the rest of 2022 into early and mid 2023, when the next generation of TVs will be released. But as the LG C2 stock starts to dwindle sometime in 2023, don't be surprised if the price goes up somewhat. Quality items that are hard to find become more expensive. Please let me know in the comments if you have this TV or are thinking of buying it. I always enjoy reading what you have to say and responding where I can. If you found this video interesting, then please give it a like, it's very much appreciated. And consider subscribing if you haven't already. See the links in the description to this TV and to my other gear, including the gear I use to make YouTube videos, should that interest you. Thank you once again, please stay safe, and I very much hope to see you soon.